Now this soundbar definitely has more oomph. Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Waltz, and today we're taking a look at the Q800B soundbar by Samsung. This is a 5.1.2 channel soundbar, which if you remember the Q800A from last year was actually a 3.1.2. So this is a bigger and better soundbar, and they made quite a few improvements. So we're gonna break the video into 4 parts: features, audio, my personal thoughts, and a sound test. So with that being said, let's jump right into the features. When it comes to connecting the soundbar, you're going to have a couple different options. If you're going straight to your TV, you're going to want to use that HDMI ARC or optical, depending on your situation. If you're not and you just want to listen to some music, it does have Bluetooth and AirPlay. It also has an HDMI out port for additional connections as well. Usually though, it is recommended that you just use that HDMI ARC to get it straight to your TV, so that way you only have to use one remote. Optical, sometimes you have to use 2. Now the soundbar does come with a mounting kit if you wanted to put it on the wall. However, if you're going to be mounting it, I recommend mounting it under the TV with one of those TV soundbar mounts that attaches to the wall mount that you buy, and then it hangs directly under the TV. I just think it looks really nice, and you know, if you don't have anything under like an entertainment center to put it on top of, that would be the best option. And as far as dimensions go, it's going to have a length of 43.7 inches, a height of 2.3 inches, and a depth of 4.7 inches, which is pretty big for most soundbars, but I guess that's kind of what you're getting with this beefier and better soundbar. Now, because this is a Q-level soundbar, if you pair it with a Q-level TV, you actually get access to a special feature called Q-Symphony. Now, if you haven't already seen our video on Q-Symphony and how to set it up, basically what it is a feature that allows your TV audio to be blended with your soundbar audio to give you that much more of an experience. The only catch is that it only works with Q-level TVs with Q-level soundbars. You can't pair a regular TV with a Q-level soundbar and expect it to work. So if you already do have a QLED TV, you should definitely look at this soundbar because it does have that feature. It works with HDMI ARC or optical, which is also a big benefit. Now we can jump into the next part, which is our audio. Now, if you remember when we were talking about the Q800 in the beginning of the video and mentioned that it's a 5.1.2 channel soundbar, and essentially what that means is that there's 5 front audience-facing speakers, 1 subwoofer, and then 2 heightened speakers, which are going to use that audio to bounce up and hit the ceiling and then essentially land behind you and kind of fake a surround sound, because as you guys know, if you can't really get full surround sound without actually having dedicated, speakers actually behind you, because there's just no way to emulate it other than bouncing it off your ceiling. So, soundbars that do a great job of this, you can actually hear, but it also depends on your room. If you have a really small room or a medium-sized room, it's going to sound more realistic than someone with, 25-foot vaulted ceilings. If you have 25-foot vaulted ceilings, you should probably be looking at a full surround sound system anyway. So the biggest difference between the 2021 model, the Q800A, and the Q800B, as you remember earlier, we said it's a 3.1.2 versus a 5.1.2. And there's actually a major difference here, because if you look at the Q800B, you'll actually see there are some side speakers that are dedicated that are actually pointed to the side rather than on the A. It has that just cut off with plastic or whatever that finish is right there. Doesn't look bad, but having the A100B is definitely a bonus because you get those dedicated right and lefts. I think overall this soundbar does kick quite a bit, and it does really help elevate that experience for you. But maybe you're really set on having some rear speakers and you still don't want to go the hardwired system with a receiver. You could still do that with some of Samsung's upper end soundbars. This is probably one of the last ones before you get into that, actually. But, it's all up to you. I personally think that this has quite the kick, but you might not. And this soundbar does have Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, and Dolby DTS. So it's going to do a good job of mimicking that surround sound. As we talked about earlier, you can't get it without actually having rear speakers, so it's going to do the best job that it can, and having those dedicated heights is definitely going to make a huge difference. With that being said, we can jump into our next part. So what do I think about this soundbar? Well, first off, I'm going to say that the Q600 was my favorite soundbar before reviewing this one. And the reason that I liked the Q600 so much was because it had a ton of bass. And, getting that full 5.1.2 in the Q800 while also getting the same amount of bass, if not a little bit more, is just a huge bonus to me personally. And I think it actually sounds better. At the end of the day, it's really up to how much you want to spend because, this is considerably a lot more money than the Q600, but it also sounds a lot better than the Q600. And you might even be wondering, do I even need a soundbar? And the answer is yes. What a lot of people don't realize is that sound is actually 50% of the experience, if not more. Don't believe me? You should watch this clip of high quality video with terrible quality audio and then high quality audio with terrible quality video, and you tell me which one is more tolerable.
So this is an example of amazing video quality with terrible audio quality. Let's switch and see what sounds better.
Now our video quality has decreased, but our audio quality has gone through the roof, major improvements. What do you guys think? So to me, I'd actually rather sacrifice a little bit of picture quality to have better audio, and subconsciously, we've been programmed to believe that the TV is the most important thing and you got to get the best TV, and they completely don't budget out for a soundbar, but soundbar is what's going to help elevate that surround. And just having an awesome TV with no sound can be underwhelming, so make sure you guys are budgeting for a soundbar when looking at TVs. Now to our last and final part. Now it is time for the sound test, so we can end the video right here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of the Q800B in the comment section. If you're looking to pick one of these up, make sure you guys visit the links in the description. We really do appreciate your support, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested in, make sure to email me at youtube@waltz so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.